Hey guys, hope everybody's having a great day. So I wanted to share a story with you about how times have changed for special needs kids and people in the community. You know, not just going to school, but living in the community, being as one. I did know the story. My mom shared it with me when I had Sasha and she came out of the NICU, and she actually told me this story, and I thought it was almost inspirational because I believe that it almost helped us connect better. Growing up, me and my mom, I was always closer with my dad, and ever since I've had Sasha, I believe that, you know, she helps me out, and she just has this really great deep connection with Sasha, and without her and helping out, I don't know where I'd be. And I feel that I'm very close with my mom, and this story almost made a great connection of why we're closer. So my mom grew up in the next town over, but she said back in the late 60s, early 70s, she worked at a place here actually in my hometown, and she's actually taken me by it and told me where it is. It's no longer there. It's completely tore down. I believe there's a new house on the property. It was an institutional type based place actually for kids with special needs, and back in the day, even here in the United States during those times, people didn't believe those people should be incorporated as members of society, and that they shouldn't be in public schools, and they shouldn't get services, and there wasn't physical therapy, and there wasn't all this great technology and advancements of medication like there is today. So she said she worked in this place for about probably 3 years or so. And she said the things I saw and the things that you heard will just never be erased from your mind as long as you live. She was young. It was before she married my dad. And she said these kids came into this place. There was about 40 to 50 of them. They just got dropped off. 80% of them, families were told to never come back, and they didn't come back. And they were basically a child of the state. And she said the 20% of the kids that actually did have parents would stop by on just holidays or weekends and just stop for quick visits, and, you know, always know that they were a part of their lives. But she said there was a very small percentage, like I said, of parents who actually stopped by and, you know, incorporated these family members as family members and not just people who are forgotten. And she said it could have been the simplest things of the child could have had cerebral palsy, some were deaf, some were blind, some had meningitis, some had effects from polio, some had, you know, she said it could have been autism nowadays undiagnosed. She said there was very limited cases, and there was very, you know, high-end cases that, you know, the child could have had cerebral palsy. And she said, I remember this one boy, and he reminded me so much of Sasha. She said we didn't get to ask a lot of questions, but, you know, we got to be in the home and help them. She said I wasn't a nurse. I was just basically a person to be there for these kids. There weren't a lot of qualifications to be there for this type of job. And she said that this little boy was always happy, always so smiling, always so full of life like Sasha is. But she said he basically did the army crawl. His legs didn't work, and he dragged himself everywhere. And he did have a wheelchair, but that was about it. His speech was slurred and very limited. And she said he probably had cerebral palsy, and he probably just had never had any type of services such as Sasha gets with her OT and her PT and her speech and, you know, amazing things like that, and going to the neurologist and getting checked. And she said this little boy wanted nothing more in life than to be held and have a conversation with. His parents left him. She said they never came back. He was the sweetest little thing, and when she left, she always thought of him. And she said there was another little boy who was just completely deaf, but, you know, he recognized people. And this story just, you know, it truly opened my eyes to what society thought of special needs kids back in the day. You know, it was like they were almost pieces of trash, and you get rid of them and you don't think about them again and don't incorporate them into society. And, you know, my mom says as much as sometimes as I complain as a special needs parent that Sasha's not getting the right services or we're fighting for things in school, she said, you have no idea what I saw back in the day and how these people were so inhumanely treated in these institutions, and they were just thrown out and just, you know, they were just there to sit and live out their days till they turned over 18 and went to a different place, and basically just thrown out, and nobody actually cared about them. Nobody gave them services. Nobody gave them special tools to get higher advancement. Nobody gave them leg braces. Nobody gave them, you know, I'm going to give you special utensils to help at the table. It was just, you're here and we'll help you as we can. So this story, I think, has definitely brought me and my mom closer since she told it to me, because it's like, it was almost this connection that she has deeper with Sasha, that she gets what she saw in the past and then she gets what she sees nowadays, and you know, the love that she had back then for them, and she continues on with it through Sasha. So I just wanted to share that kind of amazing story. It's always been on my mind to share it with you guys, but you know, it's just it's so sad to think about, you know, only 30 some odd years ago how we treated special needs kids and how we treat them today, and to always keep in your mind that no matter if they are nonverbal, if they're not verbal, you know, that they are still human beings living inside those bodies who need a hug, who need somebody to talk to them, to need somebody to pat them on the shoulder and be there for them, you know, no matter what the circumstances are, that everybody needs to be loved and incorporated into schools. So I just wanted to share this with you. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.